What's going on, social media land, tool groupies? Today I'm coming at you, the backwoods mechanic, and I'm going to do a little bit of a tool review on a special little ratchet setting back here behind me. And I'm going to tell you why you need this particular ratchet in your toolbox, and you can get one for a very low price of $10. Now, as you can see, my shop is a little bit of a mess because, I've got a lot of work to do, and I know exactly where all my junk is because I'm working with it on a daily basis. And whenever I get into something, I get into a job, I want to make sure I have the tools for the job. I don't want to have to go out here and have to buy hundreds of dollars worth of tools and end up coming back with 2 or 3 items. I want to go out here and I want to buy the tools that's going to get the job done, make my life a lot easier in the process without me spending a fortune or going in debt to do it. And today, I'm going to show you the specific wrench that has helped me do many different things, and I only paid $10 for it. I bought this thing right here from Popular Mechanics. That's the manufacturer of this. They no longer make these items anymore. It used to be a Walmart style item. They'd sell them at Walmart years ago. It's one of those things where a company branded the tools just so they could sell them. They'd buy them off other manufacturers, sell them in their store under Popular Mechanics. Now, these was pretty decent tools, honestly, and this thing I actually purchased used in a lot of tools. I got a whole ton of tools, big toolbox, and it was just 30 bucks, and this thing was in it. And honestly, I never had one of these. I hadn't bought one at the time, and it does a ton of different things. It's got the swivel body and the swivel head, so I can get it in a multitude of different forms, places, and it was a wonderful little ratchet, except for the problem is the ratchet is worn out. This thing is old. I've took it apart, I've cleaned it. The paws and the teeth and all that good stuff is just all jumbled up because this thing has been worn out over time. And the problem with this is, like I said, Popular Mechanics ain't there anymore. Do they guarantee their stuff? They used to, but when they shut down the business, there's nowhere to take it to, nowhere to exchange it at. So I had no choice but to get a different one. Now, as you can see on the body of this thing, it's got a nice long arm. It was built pretty good, but it's extremely flimsy because it's been wore out. All I got to do is just move it back and forth, and it'll flop around because it's been used a blue million times. So I had to go replace it. And my options was pretty expensive when I went to go replace this thing, up until I went to Harbor Freight. Now, I'm the type of person who I would prefer, if I could do it, buy American-made tools and only American-made tools all the time, all day, every day. But let's just be real, folks. Whenever you're in this business, you can't be worrisome on the tools that you're buying and what origin they come from, the country that they come from. You got to worry about getting the job done, doing the job, making the job quality job, getting it done fast and easy that keeps you moving straight. You don't want to have to go the long way about it, the hard way about it. You don't want to have to go in debt doing it. So sometimes you have to buy the cheaper tools. That's your only option, unless you want to go into debt. And quite frankly, some of these tool companies, like Pittsburgh Pro, they have lifetime guarantees on this stuff, and they've been around long enough to know as long as Harbor Freight's around, it's part of their company, and all their tools are going to last and last and last, and you'll always have a warranty at Harbor Freight. Now, this is the original Popular Mechanics. This is the one I picked up from Harbor Freight. As you can tell, it is much shinier, it is brand spank new, and it is really nice ratchet. It's a little bit shorter right here, but if I really wanted to, I could take this off and exchange this arm if I ever needed one with longer reach. But this particular ratchet, it has extra 2 settings, and it's nice and stout. You can swivel it back and forth and it ain't going nowhere because it's nice and stout. It's really tight. It's put together really, really well. It's a Pittsburgh edition ratchet, as you can see, and here it sounds really good, and it actually takes some force to push this thing back, so it's going to hold everything that I put on there, whatever socket, whatever position I'm going in, it's going to lock it into place. It's not going to flop around, and it's got Allen head screws. You can take them, tighten them up if you need to. It's nice, very nice tool for $10. It really is. Lifetime warranty on it. I break this thing 200 times, I can take it back to Harbor Freight 200 times and walk out with a brand new one. For $10, it ain't going to hurt you to buy this and put it in your toolbox, because believe me, when you need it, you'll want it, and you should have it. Now, one of the biggest reasons you want to do this, like I said, you're not going to use these things all the time. It's not going to be your breaker bar. You're not going to be breaking a whole lot of stuff loose with one of these ratchets. What you are going to be using this for is a specialty item 99% of the time. You'll pull it out and you'll use it when you're getting to a hard place where you can't reach something and you really need to get to it and you need an easy way to get to it. And instead of spending $50 for a ratchet wrench just like this, guess what? $10, folks, 10 bucks. Now, I'm not big on Chinese-made stuff, but because of the fact that this is just $10, it's got a lifetime warranty on it. It's really nice quality, actually. They have stepped up their game over the past few years. It is well worth the purchase. And the reason it's well worth the purchase is you can do a blue million things with it. Just imagine you got a boat in a specific location and you need to get that fastener. You need to get it off. You need to get the fastener off of that boat head. You can have it in behind something. There could be something in your way and you need to be able to get to it, and you need to be able to adjust this thing to reach that fastener. You can move it in a ton of different directions and you can get to that fastener without a problem. And it'll go over top of things. Not just that, like if you need to go straight up and down, guess what? You can go straight up and down. And the ratchet will work. You want to use it for speed? Look at that. You can use it for speed. And you can get a hold of a fastener, make it turn really quick. On top of this, I like this particular function. If you do need to break something loose, you can actually use it, put pressure down on it, and hold pressure nice and tight, and you can probably break a fastener loose with this particular ratchet and the right socket. Now this thing, for the price, it's a wonderful item. I mean, you know, I'm not much on some stuff cheap. I don't really like some stuff that's cheap. I've used some of Harbor Freight stuff and it snapped as soon as I used it and had to take it back and exchange it. You know, I wasn't impressed with some of their items. Like everybody knows that their adapters and reducers, they're junk, because you put any type of pressure on them, they're going to break. But now, these particular items, they're actual ratchets. They are upping their game on these things, folks, and it is a really nice item from Pittsburgh. And it's got multiple functions. Like I said, it's a specialty ratchet. If you needed to get in somewhere underneath an engine, to get to a fastener, to get to a bolt head, guess what? You could move it in several different directions, and you could sit there and you could work it, and you could let it work for you. You could do what you needed it to do. If it was in awkward positions, guess what? This ratchet would serve its purpose. And for the price of $10, you can always afford to go get one. Now, if you were somebody that went to go buy something like this from Snap-on, you would be paying an arm and a leg for it, literally. They would cost you a lot of money, and you'd be sitting there like, well, I could buy another ratchet instead of this one. I'm not going to use this all the time, so I shouldn't go buy that. What you could do, though, is say, well, I can definitely spend $10 on something like this and pull it out when I need it. Because you can always use your other ratchets to break things loose. You know, deal with that process when you get to them. Break out your Snap-on, throw on some swivel heads, and go to work at it. But if you want something that's just a ratchet to get down into awkward places, such as changing your spark plugs, things of that nature, getting in behind, exhaust manifolds, you know, this ratchet could be wonderful to use. And it is a really good quality ratchet. It doesn't slip or slop. It doesn't flop around. It's really tight made, and it's got more directions than the one I had previously. And it will hold it in place wherever I put it at. I mean, it's a really solid ratchet. And it's from Harbor Freight. If you all want to hear more tool reviews, if you want to see what I'm up to and the things that I work on from time to time, from vehicles to industrial equipment, from carpentry and welding and more, just, well, hit the subscribe button. Like, dislike, comment below. Let me know your thoughts, folks. I'm the Backwoods Mechanic. I'll see you all on the flip side.